Hello, welcome to Camel Art Workshop. So this is Varsha. Today we are going to paint this beautiful tropical seascape landscape. So before starting with the session, let me share a bit about myself. So I am a professional artist from Mumbai. My work is inspired by nature and wildlife, and I find joy in bringing landscapes to life with a touch of realism. I have over 5 years of teaching experience. So the landscape that you see on your screen, that's what we are going to paint today. So let's look at the material that we are going to use in our today's session. So we are using like a stretched canvas. The size is 8 by 8 inches, and then we are going to use Camel acrylic paints. These are the artist paints that we are going to use, and it's like a set of 12 shades. Then we'll be using Camel flat brush, a white Bristle fan brush, and some round brushes. So let's get started with the painting process. So today we are keeping it simple, so even if you are doing landscape painting for the first time, it's completely fine because I will be explaining each and every element step by step. Brush for doing the background, you won't get like smooth lines and the brush strokes will be visible. As gradually we are moving upwards, I am adding white to our previously mixed blue. If you feel like if the consistency is not smooth enough, you can just dip your brush into water and then start mixing it with paint. Again, I am adding bit of white to the same color. The blending motion remains the same. Also make sure whenever you are adding details to make it darker, we are going to mix a bit of burnt sienna to it. Just 1 or 2 drops of burnt sienna in yellow ochre. Using the same flat brush. Never do your base with a round brush, always use a flat brush. Here the ratio that we are using is 1:2, 1 portion of burnt sienna and 2 portions of yellow ochre. And as we move towards the top section, we will be adding white to it to create a gradient. Also, whenever you are painting landscape, just map out the base element first, color the base so the entire white of the canvas is covered. So always start with the base, so it's easier for you to add in the details once the elements are placed perfectly. Here again I am adding white to the same color mix. We started with the dark color from the bottom and we are adding white to the same color as we proceed to the top section. Only the pigment. And also we are going to follow our gradient. So as we have used darker shade on the left hand side, so we are keeping the strokes left dark over here and we are going to make lighter on the other side. So again I am mixing white to the same color, and here again I am adding texture to it. Adding vertical strokes with a round brush. To add that marker values, and the highlight needs to be very minimum. Only the top edge of the element needs to be highlighted. Also, like if the shade which I am getting and you are getting is bit different, then too it's fine. Just you need to focus on your values. Your dark value needs to be dark and lighter values needs to be light. So even if there is like a bit of a difference in the shade, then too it's fine. Your painting will still look nice and realistic. For those who have joined in late or have like missed any of the steps, you will be getting the recorded session on the website, Camel website, where you have registered for the workshop. So don't worry if you have like missed out on any of the steps. The recording will be available. Also, those who are like painting along with me, just do tag us on Instagram. So tag cocoyu.camlin Instagram handle and my Instagram handle, that is magical palette. And now with a size 0 brush, we will be painting waves on the edge of the ocean part connecting to the sand. So what we have done here is, firstly we created stone, use the roll brush technique to add texture to the stone. We use two color, first gray tone for the smaller stones, and for the bigger stones we mixed a bit of burnt sienna to it. And then for the next layer we added white to the same color pigment. Now painting waves with a size 0 brush. Now again using the same yellow ochre and burnt umber mix for just highlighting the waves and adding a little bit of depth. So the color that we will be using is burnt umber, yellow ochre and burnt sienna, and coloring on the edge of the ocean. So our waves will be highlighted. It will look more brighter. using the same color, I'll add in the tree trunk. One more tip over here, when you want to achieve fine line, mix water to your pigment, so you will get smooth, flawless lines. For fine details, always like add bit of water. Adding in some smaller trees over here. For practicing, you can paint with student grade art supplies, but like once you are comfortable, I would suggest you to go for the artist supply. You can see the difference. You can try and experiment with both, because with artist grade the quality and the pigment is better compared to the student grade. Yeah, because in the artist quality the pigment is much saturated and it's light fast, like technique to add in the texture. Like this, randomly scribble your brush onto the canvas surface. Here there is like a darker tone, brown tone on the mountain, that we are doing it with yellow ochre mixed with burnt sienna. The question regarding the retarder. So Camel retarder medium is basically used to reduce the drying time. So as acrylic dries quickly, when you add like a retarder medium to it, it lowers the drying process and it's easier for you for blending bigger surfaces and get smoother surfaces. So for that you can use Camel retarder medium. There's another question regarding poster colors. Poster colors are combination of like both. They are similar to, they have some qualities of watercolors as well as acrylic. Watercolors are transparent in nature, but poster colors are opaque in nature. So there's another question, what is Camel gel medium? So gel medium is basically increase the quantity of the paint without desaturating it. So it's basically used, instead of like mixing water to the pigment, you can use gel medium. So adding water to your pigment like decrease the quality of pigment, but with gel medium the saturation remains same as the original pigment. So we are finished with the painting. Thank you everyone for joining in. Hope you enjoyed the session and do share your work with us. Do tag us on Instagram on cocoyu.camlin Instagram handle and my Instagram handle, which is magical palette. So thank you for joining in.